Greetings, YouTube. I'm going to try to not get too emotional in this video because it's a really big deal to me that I get to make this video. But if I start to tear up or anything and it makes you uncomfortable, I'm sorry in advance. I know vulnerability, I really do think is a strength, especially as a man who, we live in a society where some people still don't think it's right for people to show emotions. But I think if pain demands to be felt, joy demands to be felt, we were created to express emotions, positive, negative, somewhere in between. And I think the crystal opening journey is often a reminder and reflection of that. It was about 4 years ago this month that I visited my identical twin, otherwise known on this channel as Prof Box, and I told him that I was quitting my biggest time crunch addiction of my life, the Marvel Contest of Champions, otherwise known as the Marvel Casino of Champions. And I explained to him that I'd been hoarding all these crystal shards and was just going to have one big finale, like a big fireworks show, and then I was going to delete the app. And to his credit, he said, well, it sounds like you really enjoy the game, and, I had just broken off an engagement. The woman that I was supposed to walk down the aisle with 6 months later was walking down the aisle with someone else. And I was at my lowest point. I was depressed. I couldn't sleep, which I guess is still true. And I just felt purposeless. I love being a college professor, but I only teach 7 months out of the year. So that gives me about 5 months without anything to do. And in a college town, there isn't really much to do, especially when you're not married. You don't have any kids. And my family lives in Texas, which is about an 8-hour drive away, and Oregon, which is about a 5-hour flight away. And so I visited my brother, and he suggested, well, if you're going to do this fireworks show, one last crystal opening, you might as well record it. I did. I put it on YouTube. My channel was all dedicated to Oreos and pizza reviews. If you don't believe me, they still exist if you go to the beginning. But I'll never forget, somebody from Sweden commented, "Love from Sweden, you should make more of these." And I was like, how the heck did you find this? I have less than 50 subscribers. And my Oreo videos are used to getting like 30 views. And when you start on your YouTube channel, I don't know, maybe it's not like this for everybody, but I was just hoping that I would get 5 likes. But the problem is, I'd get like 5 likes and 10 dislikes. So the ratio of likes to dislikes was like 33%. So I thought it was a good video when it was 50-50. If I could get 5 likes and 5 dislikes, hey, that means half the people who watched my video liked it. That's pretty good. It's just amazing to think about that now. So I don't make a lot as a college professor, but I'm also single and I'm very good at budgeting, and so I don't spend a lot. And so I've always been good at budgeting to pay rent and food, etc. And so the first 6-7 months that I started making YouTube videos, I didn't make anything, right? I made $0, and I hadn't made anything on YouTube before, so it's not like I ever expected it. But I got to have fun connecting with more legends who are way better and way more knowledgeable at the game than me. And even though the best champion on my roster was like a rank 5 4-star Hulkbuster pre-buff, I didn't know anything about masteries. I didn't know anything. I've been playing the game for a couple years, literally didn't know anything. I was a novice, and the fact that I was on YouTube was a joke to a lot of people, and it should have, and it probably still is to a lot of people. But regardless, I just wanted to be the voice of the average player who had no idea what he was doing, but he was trying, and he was mainly playing the game as a hobby. So 4 years later, I'm still on YouTube. I went from making one video to now making over 6,000? And I never expect to tell anybody to expect money on YouTube. But I have made, after taxes, over $20,000 on YouTube. And that's allowed me to put $15,000 of it back into this game and another $5,000 of it back into my equipment. So, you seeing my clear face? Yeah, that's because you donated. That's because you clicked the like button. That's because you comment. And because, if I had kids, if I had a bunch of debt, yeah, I probably would want to put that money into that. But because I never planned on making money on YouTube, I got to just make this as a fun hobby where I pour the money right back in. And it's fun now for people to message and say, Prof, I know you'll use this money, so here's $50. Buy an early access bundle like Bright and Shiny did or KJ Hawks did. And so now people send me money to open things on the channel, which also produces more content. I mean, it's truly amazing. I still can't believe it. It's been 4 years and it still feels like my Disneyland, my heaven every day. And after 4 years, I went from having a pathetic, terrible, way below average roster to having a pathetically better than I deserve, as so many of you remind me in the comments every day, roster. This is a $15,000 plus roster thanks to the money I've generated on YouTube and been generously donated. This is what this has gotten me. I'm not saying that I haven't put in the work, especially in the arena when I grinded my soul away years ago, but this is not a reflection of a bunch of amazing God tier skill. This is a reflection of an amazing community that has accepted me. And it's been tough because I feel like everybody else on YouTube is still better than me at the game, at creating videos. Like, I was not popular in high school. I was not welcomed at most tables in high school. And a lot of times I still feel like that way on YouTube. Like, I feel like there's the popular kids who are really great, fun, talented people, and I'm like in the corner like, you don't have to like pay attention to me, but thanks for letting me sit in the cafeteria. So it's also amazing, like, I'm 33 now and it still feels like no matter what you do in life, you're always in high school. And maybe that's because that's where we learn, at least in America, that's where we learn how to be social with 4 different ages. I went to high school with 4 different age groups. I know some of you have told me you go to high school with 2 or 3. It's crazy. But I've made it. I could quit YouTube today, and I made it. For 4 years, I got to connect with thousands of people. I have responded to literally hundreds of thousands of messages. I started this tradition known as crystal opening commentaries, where members of the community would donate their video and have me do some play-by-play and breathe life into it and feel your pain with you or feel your triumph with you. I used to do one of those a month, and then it got so popular, I did one of those a week. Now I can do 2 to 3 of those a day, and I have over 800 submissions that I haven't even been able to touch yet as of this moment. I am that much backlogged, and that's before July 4th weekend submissions, when Lord knows I get like 200 new submissions. I like to keep my videos short for the most part. 99% of the time they'll be under 10 minutes. Hopefully about 80% of the time they'll be at or under 5 minutes. Yes, one could make the argument, and I've been told it many times, that doesn't make much revenue, and maybe the 30,000 on YouTube could be 60,000, but that's not the point of this channel. The point of this channel is to be like a different kind of breath of fresh air, hopefully, but also relatable. And I'm making this video before the gauntlet because, one, it's a time capsule of what it looked like before that, but 2, like, if you tune in tomorrow and you watch me play with Quake, I'm going to die a lot. If you watch me attempt Ghost, it might be the worst Ghost gameplay of anyone on YouTube. Literally, anyone. I'm going to get wrecked a lot. But I will get through it eventually, and we will laugh about it. And I will make fun of myself while I'm doing it. I'm not going to be like super intense. I'm just going to be relaxed and smiling because it's all a bonus anyway. This channel is not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of you. And even though I don't sleep anymore, pretty much, I'm no longer depressed. I'm no longer hopeless about the future. I'm hopeful. And that has nothing to do with whether or not I get married. It has nothing to do with whether or not this game survives. It has everything to do with the fact that I discovered that I was likable or relatable, at least enough to some people, in a way that through a channel that used to review pizza and Oreos, I can now connect with incredible people. I love this community. I am thankful to Kabam for making this game and giving me the opportunity to meet so many fantastic people. Now, I can be thankful to a company and still critical of them when they do shady things. And when you run a for-profit casino, you're always trying to increase profit margins, and there's going to be some ethical lapses along the way, and we've seen that many times. But I just sit back, and I am more shocked now than I was 4 years ago when I started. Like, it still hasn't sunk in. Every day has felt like a miracle to me. And I just keep waiting to wake up. This all feels like the best dream of my life. And every day I wake up expecting for this game to not exist in the way it does, for this, even this computer that I now have, that you can see me in Ultra HD. I get to do this. This is a dream. If I could go back to that depressed 28-year-old guy who couldn't get out of bed and literally cried himself to sleep because he thought the love of his life had married somebody else right after he was supposed to get married, and just say, hey, in 4 years, you will have 40 million views on YouTube. You will meet the most incredible people, and you'll have some bonus income to be able to travel and buy new equipment and actually make purchases in the game that I always looked at but couldn't justify, so I said no. I would say, I don't believe you, because that sounds like the greatest life ever. And guess what? It is the greatest life ever because of you all. So, yes, this is not as much of an account overview, even though you can take a look as I'm scrolling down, as it is just a thank you to the community for sticking with me for 4 years. And as I jump into the gauntlet tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, I could use 50 revives, I could use 500 revives. I don't know. But what I do know is that no matter what, this community has always been the best to me. And again, this could all end this second, and it would still be the greatest 4 years of my life because of you. So thank you for supporting this random average dude in Oklahoma. It means the world to me. And I don't know if I'll be on YouTube for another 4 years, but every day I get to wake up with a smile, and it's thanks to your support.